A wheel that spins, red, black, green and white. Numbers on a table. Is this the answer to life? The wheel keeps spinning. Morning, noon, night. It was red 14 tonight. Left red face with shame. Back again. This time it's different. I'll be there.
I think it's very impressive that it was shot on an iPhone 13. It looks really clean. It's edited really clean. But the transitions, everything felt really clean and professional. So I commend the filmmaker for being able to accomplish that on an iPhone. I think even though that everybody has those phones accessible to them, it takes a really deft hand, a really smart filmmaker to make it look as professional and clean as it did. So well done. I thought the poetry and the imagery, the imagery paired with the spoken word was really profound and really moving. I thought that the rotating images of the wheel, from the actual roulette wheel to the Ferris wheel, like that was really smart. And I thought that it helped us navigate the metaphor from what begins as a really dark place to what ends up being a place of hope and redemption. I thought that those visual cues really helped us navigate this narrative, and I think they accomplished a lot in a very small amount of time. I wasn't aware of the statistics with suicide and gambling addiction. So all of those things make it both informative and entertaining, and just overall like a beautiful piece of art to watch.
I initially sort of assumed I was watching like a short documentary piece, from the use of B-roll and stock footage. But I'm really glad that it proved itself to be something a little different than that. Um, I took from this that this is essentially a firsthand account of someone grappling with with their gambling addiction, and how people aren't really as aware of that as some other addictions, and just how insidious it can be and how hopeless it can feel while you're in it. And I thought it was really, really effective at that. I think for this kind of piece, I feel like a personal account is always a really strong way to go. So that was definitely a smart move. And I think it was just really, it was nice to see it end with sort of a hopeful note as well. Just to sort of drive home the fact that, these issues aren't insurmountable, and that, help exists. And even though people don't necessarily recognize this as a problem, it is one that can be, fixed and treated.
I loved how poetic it was, and the voiceover was really well done. I liked the use of all the images. He talks about gambling being fear of drowning, and we see images to go with that. We see, signs that say stop the war, fear of drowning, all now seen in the context of this gambling addiction. So I thought that was a clever use of images. I liked the hopeful tone shift at the end, and leaving on that note of looking towards new beginnings and appreciating life and looking forward. So I like that it ended on that hopeful note, and I thought the use of images that you wouldn't normally associate with gambling, but has the same sort of tone that's being spoken about.
I really appreciated his poetry about this unseen addiction. The shots were excellent of him fighting to stay away from the casino. I love the footage of the other good things in his life that can replace the spinning roulette wheel, like a carousel and time with his daughter. Lovely heartfelt soundtrack under the action, too. It is uplifting by the end, in that gamblers can fight this addiction.
The choice of images, the flow of images worked really well with the spoken word poetry aspect of it. And I think it made it really impactful, both the information included at the beginning, the images, and just the meditation about the unseen. Overall, a very creative short film.
I loved the voiceover. I loved the tempo of it. This felt like such a good, slow moving pace to it. Which I think like also speaks to taking it one day at a time and how much one day after the next, you can slowly build on progress. And it doesn't have to be this quick, fast thing. It often is just slow progression. I really loved it. I thought the shots that they chose were really beautiful. I thought the message was really beautiful.